In today's video, everything I draw I get here in Minecraft Ben 10, and 2 weeks ago I posted in my community. If you could have an Omnitrix, which one would you choose? And the options were the prototype Omnitrix, Ben 10,000's Omnitrix, Carnitrix, and Shakatrix. And many of you voted for Ben 10,000's Omnitrix. And to start my drawing, I have exactly 6 sheets of paper here. And with these 6 sheets, I can draw any Omnitrix. I'm going to start by drawing Ben 10,000's Omnitrix here to see if any Omnitrix really shows up. And as you know, Ben 10,000's Omnitrix covers the whole wrist and he has 2, 1 on each side. And the first thing I'm going to do is this. Draw a rectangle, kind of in the shape of a wrist. And I'm going to color this whole area green because Ben 10,000's Omnitrix is green. And now to add some really cool details here, I'm going to use the black brush again. I'll set it to about size 15. I think that's good. Look, this way it's perfect. And now, here in the middle, right around this spot, I'm going to make another rectangle. But this time I'll have to draw the plumber's symbol here. Yeah, this way it's perfect. And now, again, I'm going to paint here in the middle, but this time I have to paint it black. And look at how our Omnitrix is turning out, man. That's awesome. And to make it even better, I'm going to create a new layer here. And on top of this layer, I'll pick a really light green about this color here. I think, yeah, it doesn't change much. I think this green is good. Look, it stands out a little. And now I'm going to make right here the plumber's symbol. And look how our Ben 10,000's Omnitrix turned out. Now you might say, Abea, but isn't Ben 10,000's Omnitrix on both wrists? Now let me show you the magic of this app I'm using. I can press a little button here, look, and it duplicates. And even better, so it doesn't look weird, it flips horizontally, and that's how we get our Ben 10,000's Omnitrix. And now with this paper in my hand, the one I just drew on, I put it inside this chest here. And I hope this chest understands that my drawing is Ben 10,000's Omnitrix. Now we just have to wait for the explosion. And now we can finally get our Omnitrix. Look guys, we actually got the Omnitrix here. And now we're going to see it on our wrist. There you go. This is the famous Omnitrix. Look at how it looks on my wrist. And now, the moment of truth. Do we have all the aliens here? Boom, there you go. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My friends, there are more than 5 rows just of aliens. I'm gonna pick a cool one here, which could be this one. Look, Atomic X. Check out how cool it is, man. This is the famous Atomic X, which is atomic with alien X, right? And by the way, I think he's a really strong alien. Whoa, look at the destruction I caused here, man. The next one I'm gonna pick, which I think is really different, is Gosmosaur, which is Gosma with Enormosaur. Look at how we look, man. Wow, that's weird, man. I can see the horse through myself. Check this out. It's a little weird, but the weirdest one is this one, Rat with Diamond. Look how different it is, man. Oh man, I'm full of diamonds now, huh? And this one you're seeing here now is the Flame Freezer. This one is Flames with Coldness. Check out how cool this is, man. I thought it was different. By the way, it's all stiff. I don't know why. Look at this one, guys. It's Jet Diamond. It's Diamond with Jet Ray, man. That's funny. Oh man, now that I started flying, I can't stop anymore, man. But the weirdest combination is this one, Spider Monkey with Ghost Freak. Look at how we turn out. Pretty bizarre, right? But enough messing around. We need to create 5 more drawings here. So let's go back to our chest here. But first, let me put away our Omnitrixes, right? I made a bug here and ended up duplicating the Omnitrix. Remember when I said I can draw anything? What if I draw an Omnitrix that doesn't exist? I'll start by drawing the Omnitrix with a mix of the prototype and anime. Because as you can see up here, Dragon Ball. And the Dragon Ball reminds you of Dragon Ball, right? And the first thing for us to make our anime Omnitrix here, I would have to start by making the prototype Omnitrix. As I remember, the prototype Omnitrix starts like this. Here we're making the spot for the wrist. The drawing looks rough now, but it'll improve little by little. Trust me, man. Look, this is how our Omnitrix is turning out so far. It's not good, but I'll make it better, okay? I promise. And the next thing I'm gonna make here is the actual Dragon Ball from Dragon Ball. So I'll have to come here, pick an orange color, and paint it like this, right? And we can't forget our little stars here. I'm going to make the star like this. Hold on. Yeah, looks cool. Wait, wow, I'm such an artist, guys. Tell the truth, this star turned out way better than any other drawing I've ever made in my life, right? And now we come here, paint the whole area red, and look, this is how our little star turned out, man. I think it turned out really cool. And now, to duplicate it, I'm gonna do a Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V here, done one here, and another here. It really looks like the Dragon Balls here, but this is just a poorly drawn picture, right? And now I'm going to merge all the layers together because now they all move as one, and I'm going to put it on top of my Omnitrix. But first, so the background here doesn't look weird. I'm going to make this part of the background gray. And with that, I'm going to do this here, the plumber's symbol, so it doesn't look empty, right? I'll make a new layer here since it makes drawing easier. Wow, this is the worst drawing I've ever seen in my life. There, that's our plumber's symbol. And to make it a little better, we add an outline. And now we come here and put the Dragon Balls on top of it. And to make it even better, I'm going to put, look, really small, several Dragon Balls here in the corner. See how it looks. See, it looks much better, right? And so it doesn't look weird. I'm going to add an outline to all of them. There, on this one too. And another anime I really like is One Piece. So I'm going to come here, look, and make a straw hat. I'll grab here, look, and make a straw hat just for fun. Like this, like this, like this. Now we make the hat down here. Look how it's turning out. Let's fix it up a bit here on top, and now we paint this part red. Wow, the straw hat was the easiest thing I've ever made in my life, man. And I'm going to put it right here on top of the Dragon Ball down here, but next to it, I'm going to add an outline. And to make it better, I'm going to duplicate this layer here and flip it upside down. And that's how Luffy's hat is on the top and bottom, and that's how my Omnitrix turned out. Whoa, man, I took so long that it even got dark, but the drawing turned out really cool. And now with my paper, I'm going to put it back here in the chest and wait for the explosion to happen. And oh, apparently it worked. Let's see here, and there you go, Animitrix. This is the Omnitrix I wanted to create. And to be honest, look at the drawing here, man. It really looks a lot like my drawing. There's the Dragon Ball in the middle, and on the side, Luffy's hat. But that thing up there, I didn't put that. This box is crazy, but let's activate it here. Let's see which aliens we have, and here you go. First, we have Goku, Naruto, Luffy, Deku, and Satoru Gojo. Yeah, I think it's not the aliens, but actually the characters themselves. Here you go, man. This one is the Animitrix. Look, we can come here and we're Super Saiyan. Actually, I'm not a Super Saiyan yet because I'm going to come here. Look, Super Saiyan, man. Look how cool this is, man. Goku turned into a Super Saiyan here. And I want to test his strength, man. I'm going to grab a skeleton here. Take that. Oh, man, poor guy. And the Enderman, take that. Wow, the Enderman went down with just one hit, man. And the next one I'm going to transform into here is Naruto. Take that. Look at how Naruto looks, man. That's awesome. We can already test his strength here, too. But there's a little thing here called Baryon. Now's the time, man. It's time for us to turn into Baryon. And check out how Baryon from the Omnitrix looks. You can see here that we have several plumber symbols. And man, tell the truth, this looks really awesome, right? So can Baryon mode handle a witch? Take that. Wow. Huh, it wasn't a one hit. The witch is tough, huh? And the skeleton. Look, the skeleton couldn't handle it, but the witch managed to. Dude, could it be the witch from 71 from Chavez? And next up is Luffy, the Straw Hat, and the power we have here is Gear 5. Take the Gear 5, man. That's awesome, man. Look at this. I really liked it, dude. Wow, that's cool. And now the next one here is Deku, who's here with a Midoriya. But there's one thing. I noticed he doesn't have anything, and look, his back is all glitched, okay? To be honest with you guys, but is he strong? Here, take that. Deku isn't strong here. No, he didn't get the one for all, man. And next is the famous Satoru Gojo. And I noticed he's missing some of his powers here. He could at least have some of his powers. But I really like the Animitrix. But now let's move on to the next Omnitrix. And here's one I'm curious to create. What if there was a YouTuber's Omnitrix? Here's my plan. I'll use the Omnitrix as a base since it covers the wrist. And now we'll make this part act like a battery. This one turned out pretty ugly, by the way, but I'll fix it up a bit. With that, I grab the red color and go around here, kind of a red like this, see how it looks. Because red reminds you of YouTube, right? To be honest with you. I'll make another one here so it looks better. Now it's looking cool here. Look, we make a circle. I'll add a new layer for this important circle so I can fit it in. I'm gonna paint this whole circle red because it's the YouTube symbol, right? And as you know, the YouTube symbol has a triangle here in the middle. That's why I'm using white now and doing it like this. See? It looks cool. Wow, it turned out nice. Now we just need to paint carefully. And now look how it turned out. And to make this even better, I'm gonna add an outline here, but in gray just to make it a bit different, right? And look how our YouTuber's symbol turned out. It wouldn't be the plumber's symbol, right? And now temporarily, I'm going to hide this part here because I'm going to focus on the background. I'm gonna paint this whole area red. And now to make this drawing a little better, since it's missing one of the details here, right? I'm gonna paint the corners white. See? Just like this. It already looks better, right? Honestly, it looked ugly here, but it'll be erased. Once it's erased, you can't even see it. And to finish, we paint this whole area here gray. So what score would you give to YouTube's Omnitrix? Is it ugly? Yeah, but it's the best thing I could come up with. I couldn't think of anything else, man. That's why now I'm going to take my paper and put it here in the chest. And chest, please understand my drawing, okay? And now it's time for us to see if this chest really understood my drawing. And bam! Look at that, man. I can see YouTube's Omnitrix right here. I can't believe this. Just look at how it turned out, really. I based it on Ben 10,000's Omnitrix, man. Yeah, this chest really knows its stuff. To start, we have some YouTubers here, which are Inamafu, Crazy, Alexi, Klaus, Bruninho, and Julio Games Brazil. We're going to meet all of them right now, and here you go. This one, it's Ine's power. Ine has the power of Will-o'-the-Wisp Fire. Look how cool that is. He can set things on fire and launch plants. It even looks like him. His hand is on fire just like his skin. And apparently, guys, Crazy is the Enormosaur here because just look at his size, man. Wow, that's awesome. Hold on, take that, take that. Look, the little pig is gone. The next YouTuber here is the famous Alexi, and let's see what powers he has. In fact, I'm noticing that he has some speed here, huh? I think he's Friagem. If I'm not mistaken, he has the power to shoot ice and the power to become invisible. So, to me, this is Friagem. And now we have Klaus here, who actually is Klaus, but now he's Bio, right? We have the power here to release power just like Gluto. Could it be Gluto, guys? Look at this. I don't know if it's Gluto. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. The next YouTuber here is Bruninho. And check out what Bruninho's skin looks like, man. It's funny with those big eyes. Turning into Bruninho, I don't know which alien I'd be. You know what I noticed? We can figure it out. Look, he's Hatch, guys. Look, there's a little picture of Hatch here. And next up is Julius Game Brazil. And look, we can see down here that he's the arthropod. Oh, look, I know who this is. It's Julian Nets. He's a bit crazy, man. That's why he's the arthropod. Whoa, man, my Minecraft is lagging like crazy. I'm in trouble. Wow, it's on fire, man. But look, it took us so long to make these Omnitrixes here that there are still 3 papers left. That's why I'm going to use rush mode now. I finished my drawing, but I won't show you yet. I'll put it in the chest, let it decipher it, and then show you with the Omnitrix in my hand. And chest, give me this Omnitrix that I just drew. And now I can finally take my Omnitrix and it's already on my wrist. Man, if you're really a Marvel fan, you'll know just by the colors. It looks like Iron Man's, but no, it's Spider-Man's. Here we have the Spidertrix, and the first alien I'm going to transform into is Heat Blast. Check it out, guys. Honestly, this Heat Blast didn't turn out great, but it's a mix of Spider-Man and Heat Blast. I did my best. Yeah, to be honest, Ripjaws didn't turn out that well. To be honest with you guys, at least here we have the spider power. Really look, shooting webs, web slinging, how cool is that? Yeah, XLR8 didn't even take much work to make. Look. That's so ugly, man. Yeah, I think actually it's not the chest's fault. It's my fault, right? It's because the drawing didn't turn out that well. Look at how we turned out with Ultra T, man. He didn't even end up in high definition. Yeah, so he looks all weird here. Oh, actually, he looks like Venom. Look how cool that is. But the best one here for me is Gray Matter. Just look at how he turned out. He looks all big-headed. And by the way, he has, look, a spider symbol back here. At least now I know it's really from Spider-Man. And look, there are only 2 sheets of paper left for us to draw on, but you guys get to decide the next drawing.